So Jesus starts the Sermon on the Mount off real strong by going ahead and knocking everyone back on their heels by blessing the poor in spirit. And then he moves right on along to blessing those who mourn, assuring them that they will be comforted. Now, I don't know if I can think of anything more innately human than our tears. Whether many of us like to admit it or not, this life consists of mourning, of tears, of loss. And how kind of God to assure us that those who mourn will be comforted. However, it is vitally important to realize exactly what Jesus means by mourning. Jesus is not talking about perpetual pessimists, those who search for despair as bees search for honey. These are not the tears that bring comfort. Seemingly, however, poverty of spirit and the act of mourning is a natural trajectory for the blessing of kingdom living. Clovis G. Chappelle says it this way: the knowledge of our spiritual poverty would be of little worth unless it led to our mourning. Poverty of spirit must be joined with a pang of heart. So, the blessing Jesus offers is to the man or woman who is so grieved over their moral and spiritual lack that they turn their face toward Him who is able to supply their ultimate need. For they shall be comforted. We feel the pain of our own sin and we weep. We look out at the world and the sin that still seems destined to steal, kill, and destroy, and we mourn. We see the loss and the ache shadowing a world that was never intended to taste death, and we grieve. This is the spiritual expression of lamenting, and it is actually quite beautiful when done in the posture of Christ, who wept with those who mourned and who grieved over the city of Jerusalem He loved so much. To mourn in this way is a mysterious and a beautiful blessing. And this is why a calloused heart cannot live inside of a born-again Christian. One of the markers of a follower of Jesus is a soft heart and misty eyes. To look out at the world, and before we get a furrowed brow and compose a rage-filled post, we look to heaven and our heart breaks with God's heart. As it does, our desires begin to align with His to see this earth renewed and restored to its Edenic state. We long for earth to be returned to its perfect union with God. Matter of fact, you know that is what any earthly pain is revealing to us. Any loss, any moment of betrayal, any depth of grief, any tear of mourning is exposing something. It's not supposed to be this way. Romans 8:22 through 23 says that the whole of creation has been groaning as in the pains of childbirth right up to the present time. Not only so, but we ourselves who have the first fruits of the Spirit, we groan inwardly as we wait eagerly for our adoption to sonship, the redemption of our bodies, aka the full revelation of Christ. Creation groans because it longs for the return of Jesus. We mourn because we look around and we see His kingdom is not fully here yet, and oh, how we want it to be. And to the mind of Jesus, one of the supreme tragedies is a heart without tenderness and eyes without tears. As a good friend of mine says, clear eyes make blurry vision. So I have a question for Christians watching. If creation is groaning, why aren't we? The more we mourn like this, the more dead we become to ourselves. The more dead we become to ourselves, the more alive we become to God. It is then that we enter most fully into the blessing of comfort that Jesus promises. Whatever our sorrow, whatever our burden, whatever our genuine heartbreak, if it turns us to Him, we are sure to meet intimate comfort. Blessed are those who mourn indeed.